day before I got my cream up. When niggas hated on us and they didn't believe us. When niggas had a problem, they just came through and seen us. Waving they heaters, nigga me neither. So that lets you know what it feel like to get popped on, nigga. Put a block on your block and shocked. I had my niggas out there with that popcorn, nigga. Spin around the block and get whopped on, nigga. When it's time to bang, my shit locked on, nigga. Don't fall when I'm shooting if you ain't hit LBJ shit. Hate it when they flopping on niggas. Pull up in the curb, start chopping on niggas. Had a little crown, big rocking on niggas. Gang bang that NFO shit like the pressure off of rocking on niggas. If you owe me money, I bet part of me will find you. Cause that money feed my daughter and her baby more than mine do. If you try me, that was gangster. I cannot deny you, but I'll hide you in the DMV where nobody can find you. I shake them up and I let them fly. Don't remember hoes if I met them high. Bench park, get out and come blow this. Treat it like you getting breath alive. I'm straight from sticking in the coffin. Like my kid was bigger than Boston. Say my name, be about Boston. Boston, Boston. I hate it when you act like you don't know me. I bet this chopper more than you can handle. You know just how much I like to gamble. I'ma let you gamble your life with no dice. Go ahead, nigga, gamble your life with no dice. I'ma let you gamble your life with no dice. Go ahead, nigga, gamble your life with no dice. I shake him up and I let him fly. Shake him up and I let him fly. Shake him up and I let him fly. I shake him up and I let him fly.
Alright, man, what's up, man? It's your boy, I'm back. And NfoMurk, Code Breaker. That was greasy. Shake him up and let him fly. It's one of my faves. And I seem like, for the most part, I keep repeating myself. And I'm going to try to make this one as, like, I don't know. I'm just trying better to drive this point home as much as I can. Recently, within this week, we probably lost, RIP to King Von, right? Now, in the beginning, when he was prancing around and just promoting himself and all his little antics and stuff like that, me being a member of the team that I'm on, as far as race and all that, I was a little, I have come to realize that they put us in a survivalistic mode, and that survivalistic mode is almost anything goes once it comes down to survival, because that's the essence of, it's pretty much you just fighting to just be here. Like, and when you put people who's fighting to be here amongst other people who's fighting to be here, you call that poverty, you call it the ghetto, we call it Chicago, New York, Philadelphia, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? Is a certain type of eat or be eaten type of mind frame that takes on there. Now, when you put talent on that, and then he breaks out of that survivalistic form but goes into a way of making money that is now going to glorify some of those means and methods in which he had to use to survive, it now perpetuates that survival cycle, even though he's not necessarily in a survivalistic mode no more. Now everybody's seeing him as a business, and he got this, and we start thinking about his kids and his future and more music. I mean, we get selfish of this whole process of us as fans and all that. And when we watch these people, we cannot lie that we are witnessing paranoia, all types of mental health being displayed on a character. That's happened with Tupac, they have it with every major, especially hip-hop entertainer, but then in any major entertainer, once the world starts to look at them every day, all day, they start to feel weird, like it's not really a natural way to exist. So when these young people who are hungry and desperate for all types of attention and approval and all that, and they survive it and they make it out and they glorifying the means in which they had to do to survive, they're not taking an intelligent approach towards their financial endeavors. You see what I'm saying? And because of that survivalistic preliminary thing that we coming from, it makes it very entertaining to sign and watch and just put the cameras on and just watch his feed off of this person's downward spiral, even though it looks like he's ascending upward with the money. Because now, one thing about money and what versus culture is that individual success is the corruption of culture. It is the erosion of culture. That individualistic success, when me and not you type thing, it instantly you're pulling away from the fabric of the culture, and the culture is like a webbing for one another, so that in case I'm out on my journey and I see somebody who looks like me, I could trust that you would nourish me and keep me in good spirits and good health so I could continue my trek. You know what I mean? But now, how it's set up, it's like I see who's supposed to be a member of my team, and I'm supposed to get afraid. I'm supposed to be put off. I'm supposed to be isolated because I don't want to be hurt or tortured by you. So as a result, this culture thing been on my mind for a while, and I was going through my book to see what I was going to talk about, and I wanted to talk about the King Von thing, but culture kind of plays into it. So I had wrote a few lines on culture, and here we go. NfoMurk's thoughts on culture. 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 How many of us really know what culture means? Now here's a very special word, because this word is how a group of people maintain pride, identify a way of life that benefits that group. Whoever the culture benefits, that's that group's culture. When we as black/African people in America who have been systematically disconnected from our own culture, then given a subculture by the same mind who once captured, raped, tortured, slaved, and killed us, nothing he gave you was never meant to cultivate you. To be perfectly honest, this so-called subculture that we are living in, when you identify with rap/hip hop/urban/black culture, your culture will have you acting as if you are not yourself, and or so I'm sorry. The culture will have you acting as if you yourself is a white person or anyone outside of your culture. When we call ourselves niggers and bitches, the same word he used to call you/us, all women wants to look like them as far as hair goes, and even other aspects of our culture is designed to take away from you/me/we. What days do we celebrate? Who keeps the culture true? What what are we proud about? What is our strength? Who is the face or heroes of our culture? Who are our elders? As we as black people in America, we have no culture, and this lack of culture needs to be named so we can recreate a new culture that would benefit us in every aspect of life here in America. There's no coincidence that the aspect of self has been purposely targeted and replaced with a destructive aspect. Also, with our so-called culture, every point of our culture is pointing the opposite direction, i.e., the young ushers in new norms. In other cultures, the elders are used to maintain the norms of culture. What are we proud of? Money, violence, jail, not knowing nothing, and religion. In this hip hop/black culture, there is nothing in this culture that will lead you to a healthy life. To be honest, this is the same slave culture. We did not create anything with the sole purpose of strengthening our people. If you want to get money as a rapper, you know what you have to rap about in order to sell records, and that is that. I'm sorry. And what is that? Kill other black people, throw your money away and on trends, and use and sell drugs, sex, etc. Our youth knows nothing about who our true enemy is and how he operates. So he knows you are his enemy, and he makes us all move. He makes all of his moves knowing you are his enemy. So this culture that he now pimps never free our souls, but in turn own them. The bigger the rapper, the more of his own people he led astray or to slaughter. This is the culture of nigger. Please do not romanticize that term, because we did not create that term, and that term should instantly show you who your enemy is. But we use it so much that our vision is blurred, as well as our future. If you are a member, I'm so sorry. All right. If you use the term, we use the term so much that we are unable to see our enemy, because our vision is blurred, as well as our future. If you are a member of this culture, right? Now, I must have wrote that. I was locked up, and as I develop a little bit more with the word culture, something else I was just thinking about. But like, I'm from Barbados, and we had certain type of cultural norms, like eating family dinners on Sunday. It seemed like everybody on the island did it. It seemed like Sundays was shut down. There wasn't too much commerce, so it was that outside being shut down kind of forced us to eat with one another. You couldn't go and get fast food and all that, and if you did, it was just, it seemed like it was frowned upon by the people that was there. The people that worked the fast food got families, so they try to get back home and do the eat thing anyway. It's a down day. It's a day for us to rejoice, to sit amongst each other. This certain culture gave me like a sense of pride, a sense of identity, a certain calling. It answers a lot of your unknowns in your life. See, this culture right here feeds off of our negativity. So even on our downtime, we would be confused and we'd be overwhelmed by the stuff that we are taking in. But if you had a healthy culture, you would be inspired and engaged into being who you are to help fix the problems that you are against, that you are in, and you will understand that there are people that's working hard to destroy this culture. So when I came to America and I actually witnessed the American people with what I would determine from my own certain type of cultural standing and norms, that this is like a lack of culture. It's almost savagery is the lack of culture. And then a person acting on savagery is a demon. And now our children are calling themselves that. So that lets you know that we as the people above that's running the household should look for cultural norms so that they can learn to love one another and act out of love instead of fear. That's the only reason why we seen all this right now. You see what I'm saying? So it's no everywhere. It's just when you strip away all the who did what and what did what and who was where and what was going on, you just look at it as the essence of what they represent. You would see that it's all fear. You see what I'm saying? And with that said, man, we just need to try to instill a little more knowing, knowledge, a little more patience, a little more understanding with our youth. Like I said, RIP to the young fella, man. RIP to anybody that we lost this year. Just recently too, I guess Biden became the president, and a lot of us seem to be happy about that. But I have one thing I want y'all to keep in mind, that anytime a person dies by the hands of the government on a presidential term, that president is responsible for those bodies. Yeah, when they were doing the campaign for the corona, Joe Biden used that corona death thing and put it on Trump, like all these people died because you were the president and this thing came up. So if one of us get gunned down by the police and Joe Biden is in seat of that, right, he is responsible for this. Do not let him trick us with all this foolishness and then try to put it on the commissioner or the DA or all that, because when we act up in these little cities, they call the National Guard in. This was a presidential order or whatever it is. It's up the chain, but that same up the chain could also push the button and get the same person that killed Breonna, same person that killed a slew of other nameless people that's getting killed as we speak right now. So with that said, man, like, comment, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. Merk out. One.